back in the day. Okay, are we on? I think so. Once again, back at it in the shop. So, as I slowly get ready and we do all of our fun send-outs here, when I was shutting down everything yesterday, I unfortunately over-torqued the bad leg, the one that we have remade so many times, and because of that, unfortunate as it is, because of that, I feel it a good idea. I feel it a good idea for me to remake that particular leg once again. And you know what? It's okay. I'm getting real good at it. Because at this point, I know what needs to be done. I know how to do it. And now the only thing is, I just need to do it. Funny enough as that is, I just need to remake another part. And once that part is remade, we can jump back into the melding, if you will, of... Oh, come on. I'm at a loss for words. A marriage of parts, using our leather strips to mold in a musculature, as it would be. One of the main reasons that I need to address, I don't know if I said it, but it's the right upper leg that is the issue at the moment. One reason one reason I would like to very much address that is because I think I have figured out a solution to how I want to marry how I want to marry my hips and shoulders with their respective upper parts of arms and upper legs. Because in some ways they are similar in their design structure. There are a small differing in features, mind, but not enough that it's going to cause any profound or major issue. If anything, the lower legs are going to have a little less rotation, but in the general sense, I think this design of leather that I'm going to put on the shoulder and our arm here is going to be applicable in a way to how the leg is going to work. And what I hope to do is I hope to mold basically for lack of a better term, a pauldron, like a shoulder armor pauldron, but it's going to have a hole in it. So it's going to, and I don't have a good example, but I guess we can use this piece of sandpaper here as an example. We would basically have the arm go through as such. And then we take our shoulder, and the arm is actually not affixed to the leather. All of the leather is going to be affixed to our shoulder here, and with the molding and point connection, if I can do a 4-point connection, that would be nice. I think a 3-point connection is more feasible with the amount of material and with the thickness of the leather. But if I can, and I got my water out here today so that I can mold better. If I can mold that all around it, I can create almost a cup in which that this can then rotate on the inside. And because the arm itself is not attached to the leather, it should slip and move and be able to rotate wherever it wants to. Same idea towards the legs. Again, it might not on the legs, it might not need to be as heavily rotating, but it might be the same design with maybe a secondary limiting leather strip so that it doesn't over rotate or over split. Or as the manipulator of the puppet, I will just be very wary of where I am moving the leg. Like I don't want to move the leg too far to the side or back, but if anything, we want that good range of articulation. A good range of articulation is what we are seeking after when it comes to our upper arms and our upper legs. Because if we have that, that means that we can make as grand a benefice for this movement because I don't have this movement. So right now, our arm only has the ability to... Oh gosh, that's really stuck in there, isn't it? So our arm only has the ability to go to about right like that. And that's fine, because if we have this, then that, if it can slip over, if it can slip around our shoulder like this, with inside that little pauldron, I hope, that will mitigate our only rotation being that on the wrist. That's the hope. So that needs to be done. Well, that's the plan on getting to that point. But like I said, unfortunately, with our problem child, right upper leg, the wood, I had been complaining since I had remade it that this wood was inferior. It was much softer than, let's say, this piece of wood right here. And in a way, I kind of knew. And I was hoping. I was putting a lot of hope on the idea that maybe, just maybe, it will hold. But combination of softwood, combination of a really low pinpoint that I put in, it just resulted in all the bad factors occurring in the way that they did. And I just over-rotated it too much, and it just split itself out. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but now it just... unfortunate. Could we repair it? Possibly. Why would we repair it, though? Why would I put the effort in to repairing a part that I now know I have the ability to remake? I have another piece of wood here. It is still the shop, the shed shop surplus, I guess. The shed shop. Oh goodness me, what a tongue twister. The shed shop surplus is what we have here, and we're going to continue to use it. I did have a moment when I was, because I went and I returned that pin, that unabashedly unfunctional pin vise. I returned that, and while I was in the vicinity, I went to whatever, I think it was a Lowe's. I went to a lumber yard kind of thing, and I checked out some of their wood, and wood prices aren't, they're not obscene on some things. On other things, they're definitely a little bit more pumped up. But if we have stock here, if we have stock in the shed shop surplus, then why not use it if we can? And if we find truly that the wood in this one, because I do have, so you can kind of see up here, it is another just 1x1, I think is the dimension. I think that makes most sense. It's just another 1x1, and the other 1x1 that we used for the unfortunately faulty piece is still up there, and so I'm hoping that this particular piece of stock is a little bit more on the tensile strength side than its other brethren. But we can only hope. We can only try and see. So, before I can continue on in a continuance of our marriage of parts, I must go back and redo once again another part. And that does unfortunately mean I have to go back and redo all of our other bits, which means gonna have to break out the Dremel, probably going to have to break out, we might not have to break out the palm sander, but you know what, if we do, we do, if we don't, we don't, who cares? Don't need this at the moment, I will need that. I do need the speed square. We'll need our desk. I don't need this. We can move all of these. Oh, and a fun extra boon for the day. I did locate a lot more of my other leather scrap from when I was making other leather projects back when I was in Colorado. So that lends itself to a goodly, what's a good word? A goodly find, if I should say so. It allows us now to have a little bit more playability instead of cutting right back into the slab side like we had been. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning and figure out what need be done. I think it was 4.5 inches is where we were sitting on this. I think 4.5 inches. That's not right. Yes, 4.5. I'm going to give myself even a slight bit more wiggle room because I know I want to cut a real good hinge inlet this time, so that I don't find myself at the beckoning whim once more for the part. So 4.5, we're going to bump it up to about right, a little less than 5, just a little less than 5, so that I have somewhat more to work with. And then we'll just do the old rotate until we get a succinct line across. Yahtzee. Got that there. We just stick him into the vise. We will tighten it down. Grab our pulso. You know what? I don't need it to be that far away from me. I need it to be right about there. There. Lovely days. Okay. That can get deviced, please. Days. Okay. Perfect. Okay. This can't flip back that way. I need the... Sorry, telephone. Oh. There's that clock I was talking about, but it has no batteries, so semi-useless, truly useless. Lathe is plugged in. I'm going to get my turning tools. Oh, that's good there. This doesn't need to be down there. These are the open ones. This is going to get kicked if I don't put something on top of it. So there's that. Glasses, please. I'll take you off in a second or something. Gosh. Is that seeable? Not particularly. Let's jump it down. Just ever so. Yeah. And before I continue farther, let us not forget it is the 8th day of this, a practical approach to Tony Chopper. Step back. Then a marriage of parts. Okay. Clerical duties out of the way. Phone is right there. It's not really a pivotal thing. I just need to know where it is. In fact, I'm going to move it here. Turn it down ever so slightly just in case it starts to hear me. Okay. I think we are ready. I'm going to depin our left upper leg so that I have myself a good reference. Voila. Put this pin back in so I'm not losing my pins. Okay. Oh, goddamn, man. There's always a piece of hair just somewhere in my mouth. Okay. Get this all situated. Like so. Okie doke. Hammer. Hammer. Oh, we need to mark out our centers first. Okay. Center. 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 Perfect. Okay. Where did my spur bit? There we are. A little percussive assurance. 'Tis in. It is in. Tailstock goes in. And we try to mark up as well as we can where we need be. Tighten that down. Bring in our quill. Are we too high up? I'm outside the groove again, aren't I? Oh. Maybe not. Maybe? I have to be, right? If it's spinning ever so, it means that it's outside its groove. There we go. A little bit more pressure on it for us. Tighten him. This is good. Banjo is in a good place. Where is our flat spot? There we go. Flat spot achieved. Okay. Ooh, you know what would be a benefit? Caliper. Caliper. Funny enough, it is still set on the same dimension. How fun. Okay. And let's get to shaping. Okay. I'm gonna do it on that side. Okay. Let's see, where's my pencil? Pencil? Huh. Do I want it on this side, in fact? Let's do it on this side. We've done it on this side the other time, so I don't have the same amount of meat on that side. Yeah, we'll keep going on this side just because consistency should be key. Okay, so that is there. That is there. So that's sloping down like that. Okay. Okay, that's where we're sloping. This is where we curve out. So. Okay, that's good there. Probably even go a little bit more if we needed to. But let's begin our curve in. like so. Okay. We're going to go now with this. Let's not get too overzealous here. Let's make sure we're on point. Okay, still a good amount of meat. Come back with our round shape. Check. Almost there. Okay. Let's refine now the top of our joint. Let's get more of a curve up there. Without battering the tool into the spur. A little bit more curve. Come back with our straight. Like that. Recurve. One check. We could take off more meat if we choose to. One last time with the straight. I can be happy with this, right? How does it look? It looks like the top of a leg that we've done 5 other times. I'm happy with it. Okay. Undo the quill, reduce the quill, pull out the tailstock to the point that it actually wants to pull itself out. Okay. Now that is our new upper leg right there. We got some more milling to go about doing with this, but it is a start. Okay. Let's do it quick. Dust off. We don't need the turning tools anymore. But we are still going to be creating a slight bit of mess with the bandsaw, so there's no general need to do a full sweep, but we'll get it's a half boom. We'll get the lathe dusted at least. To a point. Half boom. Okay, bring the tailstock in. Tighten him back up. Nope. Neither of those is what I needed. Do I not have a flathead about? You'd think that'd be one of those first top area things you'd want to put in a toolbox, is a single flathead screwdriver. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, there it is. Magnets. So that screw doesn't keep popping itself out. Via whipped. You know what? Stay down there, man. You can be down there for a second. Why not? Okay. Lathe. Back over here. Make sure I'm not covering stuff. This doesn't need to be down here anymore. We, in fact, did not need to use the calipers, but it was nice having them there as moral support. That doesn't need to be there. That's okay for there. Ow, that was a pin right to the finger. Glad I did that. Okay, move that there. This is our hoarding of sandpaper, pins, X-Acto blade, glue, table saw, bandsaw. It is a bandsaw. I don't know if... Well, I was going to say I don't know if a level ground is terribly necessary for the bandsaw. A level ground is necessary for damn near every tool. However, we're not throwing some truly heavy stock in the boy, and I'm not as worried. Okay, before we continue on, a sasp of water. Delightful. Absolutely refreshing. To say the least. Okay. First and foremost, let us make sure that we remember to cut the right thing in the right area. Okay. So that's kind of where that is. Well, I guess I should be cutting against him, shouldn't I? We'll just call that our top. We'll make sure that we have pin. Where is our face going to be? You got a straight line to work there. I'd much rather work. You think I could cut that out? Because it needs to be kind of an angle. Kind of, sort of an angle. Okay. Let's not fret too hard about it. We've done this already, so... Why am I not thinking about this? What am I doing wrong? Yeah, sure. I'd call that a good angle. Okay. The utmost important part. Better. Do it there. Utmost important part. We now must cut a straight. Oof, that would have been bad. We need to cut a straight area for our leg. Where is this guy? This needs to be the measurement against. That is the top of it. Okay, that's the top of it. Its highest point goes to about there. If I roll that over, spread that out like that, about right there is where we match up with our top other part of the leg. Boom, 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 boom. Super accurate scribble scratch. It works, though. It works. I'll tell you that. It works very well. It works very well. Okay. Perfect. This is the left-hand side. Left-hand side goes like that. Right-hand side goes like that. Where's my Sharpie? This makes it so much easier to know which faces I'm supposed to be paying attention to. That is our right front face. Okay. Now we need to make it as straight on as possible. We do this. I'm going to give ourselves a good bit of wiggle room. We want to be able to wiggle a little bit. Only a little bit, though. Not too much wiggling. There. And there. Okay. Use wood grain as a marker. double, triple check that we are straight-ish. Does not look like it. So if that is straight, we need to roll it over, I think. To there, to about right there. And if we reference our we've referenced our cut as our seemingly straight edge. We go to there, right? That does not seem right. How about this? There. And then using that as our parallel, we do that. Does that look straight on? It looks straighter. Straighter and straight on might not be the same thing though. Let's go a little bit more to the side over there, like that. A little bit more in, like that. Is that better? It really is not, is it? What am I missing here? What am I missing? This is our straight. So that is straight right there. I want to mimic that straight edge. And so that should be straight. And if we look over, I guess that is matching up. Maybe my eyes are just deceiving me. One more check. We are not creating an inlet, we are creating the input. I really go that far over? No way. Gosh darn it, James. Come on, dude. That's risky biscuits right there, I'll tell you that. Damn it. I cut way too far on that side. It's basically all the way through. Shoot. We'll dope it up. That was what we'll do. We'll just throw a whole shoot ton of wood glue into it. think that will work. I did, like a buffoon, cut too deep on my inner approach, and so I'm going to have to slather that up with some wood glue here. But first I want to dimension down the rest of this part. So I'm going to off sweep this gentleman here and unplug him, because we do not, I believe, need its assistance anymore. We still are going to be making some chips and junk here, so I am not going to vacuum just yet. But soon. Very, very soon. Okay, that goes there. That goes up here. Like that. Okay. You know what I should do? I should attach this. I want this and this. I am going to need the Dremel. The Dremel, once again, is going to come into grand service. But not yet, but soon. I need a chisel. I already got a chisel, didn't I? I could have swore I picked up a chisel. Oh, you know what? I found the tip cover for this cat, didn't I? How much of a grand benefit. Okay. So, I need to remove the pin so that I can get in there and work. Put that over there. So we definitely have some dimensioning to do on him real quick before we can begin anything else. Okay, let's do it from this. What am I doing wrong there? I need to switch this to this. So it's like that. I then need to rotate this to right here. And I actually need to rotate this so that it is angled towards me in the fashion that I am cutting to make the push more beneficial. That's too much. That's too much. I probably could get away right now with using a much bigger faced chisel for this. But it's working. It's working, so let's not mess with the mojo too much. Okay, that's almost there. Let's flush up this side next. Like that. Like that. Okay. Is that better? Still a little bit more. Do that. That. How's that? Is that better? Getting there. Getting there. Okay. Before we continue, let us take our own advice and use a larger faced chisel. Instead, Simon, tell Lord, hallelujah. Sold the brick out the chalking pot. Hallelujah. Okay. Do that. Is that better? Getting there. One almost might say it would be good to do a little bit of work on this, but I'd much rather have a lot of meat in there as well. So I'll just keep shaving down this piece because we're still getting some real good curls. I am already feeling, just on how this wood is reacting to the tools, it is much better. It is much more contained. Where did I throw the bad one? Did I already throw the bad one in there? I did. The bad one is already in the cart full of all of its other unusable versions. How funny. Okay. Yeah, the wood on this feels just more solid. Okay. That was a good... Ooh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Oh. The reason you want to use a chisel that is almost or exactly the width and dimension that you're working with is so that you can get a nice continual roll of wood coming off. So when I was using the smaller one, and sometimes when I'm using this bigger one, you are getting sections that slide off. You're getting pieces that slide off. But with these last few ones, what I've been getting is almost the full face ribbon of the piece that I'm working on, which... that's the goal, because that means you're getting to a point where there is no low spot, there is no high spot. The razor is just taking off all the material in its pathway. And that's good stuff right there, buddy. That's real good stuff. Okay. Do that. That looks like it has to be close. Yes. Damn near belongs together, almost as if they are destined for the same part on the puppet. Okay, let's give a quick tertiary inspection. That looks like it's all lining up real good. That's looking real nice. So now, let's form the joint. But first, I'm actually going to widen up here our inlet. Not widen, I'm going to deepen. That's the term I wanted to use. I'm going to deepen our inlet. I need to get a better angle on this. Okay, first and foremost, let's get our chisels retipped and off to the side. I might still need them, but I don't need them now. Okay. Right. Doesn't need to be too much deeper, but I'd rather have the pin go through in a much more cohesive space than it did before. And I think this is the pathway to get to there. So we're going to clean out that, just get us a little bit more depth